We talking quality street music.
I ain't gon' hold you.
We the originators.
Let's go.
DJ Drama.
I ain't gon' hold you. Feel like I got the world on my shoulder. Remind me of wearing up them boulders. Catch me in that all white thing, chillin' at the red light, top down, and I'm gorgeous. What about that raw oak AP with the black face? Blacker than some foes. You rollin' with a real one. Really love me out here like they love Soldier Slim and I know you. I ain't gon' hold you. Yeah, your boy a little bipolar. Half general, half soldier. Yeah, got a handful of hair white from the back while real blowing on some doja. Then I'm gon' fold her. When I get done, I'm a motor. Same time, keeping my composure. If she keep making them faces, keep talking to me right in the morning, I'ma roll her back over. Playtime's over. Can't give you closure. Real only no posers. If you really got it out the mud, like the rollie on your wrist, knock them dirt up off your shoulders. I ain't gon' hold you. Really got it with the soda. Really hit in the motor. Yeah, really made them deals on the first and the third, cause I really try to hit his quote. What you know about that odor? Yeah, came from the coast. Now I'm legal like Tony Mottola. Yeah, I really came through the hood in that all white lamb, and the first one to do it like Soldier. I ain't gon' hold you. Came through in all black. Thought I played for the Raiders. Talking to a street, yeah, turn real estate mogul.
And like that, we going.
Yeah, man. Look, we had some technical difficulties, so we got started a little bit late. All right, but we back. We here. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do this every Tuesday night, man. It is the Burning Bridges podcast. I'm your boy, Jeremy Bridges, 10-year NFL veteran, man. You're watching my show, courtesy of the AAT Sports Network. Of course, you can catch them on Twitter at AAT_Sports_. Check me out at YouKnowMeBIG. All right, all about the Birds family. My man Johnny, you, Chip, all the homies, man. We appreciate y'all dearly. Shout out to all of my sister podcasts, right? I guess it's like saying pre-I, right? All of my sister podcasts. All right, good evening, Adam. Thank you for coming back again, man. We appreciate you so much. Shout out to all my sister podcasts on the AAT Sports Network, man. I'm laughing my ass off right now because it's a lot been going on since I walked into my place, right? So they trying to hold us down, Johnny, but they can't do it, man. They can't do it. So this is episode 28-ish of the Burning Bridges podcast. We are a year plus in, working on our second year. Again, man, much love to all my guys out there in the city of Philadelphia, man. Speaking of the city of Philadelphia, man, shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles 3-0, right? The only other team in NFL that's 3-0 is Miami Dolphins. You heard what I said, people out there. The only other team that's 3-0 is the Miami Dolphins, all right? So we're going to get into that a little bit later, of course, when we get into our picks from week 3 and so on and so forth. But, of course, we get right into the show, all right? This is the Burning Bridges podcast. This is my opinion, the way I see it. We don't have any guests on tonight, but we will in the near future, all right? But we're going to have a good time like always. We're going to rock it out. First of all, of course, we start with a little recap of college week 4. We have some crazy games going on. Of course, Clemson squeaked by Wake Forest. Okay, number 5, Clemson squeaks by number 21, Wake Forest. If you watched the show last week, I put them on upset alert because I thought Wake Forest could have beat them. Rightfully, they should have. But, of course, it didn't go down like that. Baylor squeaks by Iowa State. Tough games. Good football to watch. Florida and Tennessee, man, if you missed that game, you missed a hell of a football game. Number 11, number 11, Tennessee top. Number 20, Florida, 38-33. Texas Tech versus Texas. All right, Texas, I got to get it together, man. I'm expecting big things because Texas beat y'all ass in overtime 37-34. All right, we at the Washington State-Oregon game. Number 15, Oregon number 15, Washington State unranked. Took Oregon down to the wire. Oregon wins at 44-41. All right, let me see what else. We had another one. The Texas A&M Arkansas game played out there in Dallas was another great game to watch. Texas A&M number 23 over number 10 Arkansas. So I guess you can call it upset. 2 top 25 teams. Texas A&M gets the win in that one. Other than that, man, everything was kind of stat quo. Oregon State took number 7 USC to the wire, and other than that, man, everything was just kind of was what it was. A couple games to look out for week 5 in college football. Of course, we're going to be looking at, of course, Michigan, you know what I'm saying, and Iowa. It's always going to be a good game. Kentucky and Ole Miss is going to be a great game. Kansas State, number 25 versus Texas Tech. That's going to be a good game. That might be upset alert, right, because Kansas State's number 25, so they're ranked. Utah versus Oregon State, going to be a good one, right? One I'm interested in watching for sure is number 2 Alabama versus number 20 Arkansas. Right now, Alabama hadn't really been tested to date, but number 20 Arkansas is going to give them all they can handle. Trust me when I say that. Number 9 Oklahoma State versus number 16 Baylor. All right, good football to watch. Real good football. Wake Forest versus Florida State. ACC battle is going to be crazy. All right. And then, of course, well, that's about it at that point. All right. So, guys, you're not watching college football, man. You're doing yourself a disservice. All right. Things are kind of evening out in the college football ranks. All right. So, a lot of these big name schools, all right, aren't faring very well. And a lot of these smaller D1 schools and D2 schools and so on and so forth are coming through with really strong programs and upsetting these schools, man. You know, I love football. This is what I do. This is my heart. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, right, that's enough of that. All right. Now, Johnny, you bring your ass in the screen, man. What's going on, buddy? How we doing, man?
I'm doing really well. Our gang was in Washington on a bus trip, so we got to see the Eagles, decimate or command the Commanders.
Command the Commanders,
and Carson,
right?
And Carson Wentz and the defense, 9 sacks, 17 quarterback hits. It's just, a lot of great stuff watching and seeing the sea of green. And then by the third quarter, seeing a lot of the Washington fans leaving. It was pretty good stuff.
I know it's beautiful. I know it's beautiful to watch. Again, I know everybody that knows me or doesn't know me, I got drafted to Philadelphia in 03, right? So Philly has a special place in my heart always, right? Y'all know Red Bird Gang all day. And of course, the Carolina Panthers. These are the 3 teams that I played for in excess. But that's awesome, man. I'm loving the 3-0 start by the Eagles. It's beautiful to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving their young squad. Of course, we got young Quez Watkins out there from Southern Miss. You know what I'm saying? He's a deep threat. And then with all the talent that Jalen Hurts got around him, man, it's really hard to succeed. A strong offensive line. Defense is killer. All right. Hey, be on the lookout for the EAGLES Eagles, baby.
Speaking about, Southern Miss, and Southern Miss are the Eagles as well. We haven't mentioned on the program that you are going to be inducted into the Southern Miss Football Hall of Fame. We
have never mentioned that on here. I have said it on the JB and Vinny Blue, but yes, I have been accepted into the Southern Miss Hall of Fame, the M Club, if you will, and I get inducted on November the 4th, right, in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. They're gonna have a banquet. Of course, I'll be there. Whole lot of my folks gonna show up, man. It's gonna be a pretty special event, man. For those that don't know, me and Southern Miss had some beef, right, back in the day, right, with the whole Coach Bauer thing and how I got drafted and how I was supposed to get drafted way higher, and then they blackballed me and all that stuff. So that was a sore spot, right? And then from there, it's just like the lack of love for the players, right, for their alumni players. Like, so they got to do a better job. Me going down to meeting with Coach Hall when my daughter graduated a couple months back was real big. We just got a big win over Tulane, who was 3-0 in the Sun Belt Conference. So Coach Hall is starting to pay dividends, man. These players love him. The city of Hattiesburg loves him. The Southern Miss alumni loves him, right? He's speaking it, and he's walking it how he talks it, and these kids are bought in, and the coaching staff is all in. And so shout out to my university, man. I'm proud. Always have been, right? But I am more proud now to be a Golden Eagle than I've ever been, all right? So, yeah, we got that going on, all right?
Definitely have to bring that up. Congratulations to you on
but
that.
I appreciate that, Johnny. I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? So, in the sense, I got a gold jacket coming, right? Long time coming, but, hey, better late than never. I'll take it, right? So, for you folks out there that don't really understand or don't know this show, we do have patented segments, you know what I'm saying, that we talk about, we do on here. One of our newer segments, all right, is us rewarding players in the NFL for their week of work, all right? So right now we're going to do JBs Game Balls of the Week. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here we go. Let's get them rocking. Who we got? All right, without a doubt, man. Of course, you know, so we got Devontae Smith. That boy from down in Louisiana, all right, right there by the Mississippi line. It's beautiful to see, beautiful to watch. Went to the University of Alabama. 8 receptions, 169 yards, and a TD. Now, man, this kid was all over the place, of course, with 8 receptions. And, of course, he's a deep threat. But one thing you got to learn about little Smitty, man, he's a tough SOB, point blank, period. Everybody knows that. That was the consensus coming out about him out of college. He's one of the toughest motherfuckers you're going to ever encounter. All right, and he just showed it because he got rocked one time. I was watching the game. He got his ass rocked when he came back and caught a touchdown, I believe, the next play. All right, so shout out to my boy Smitty, you know what I'm saying? Kicking it hard. He's from Amite, Louisiana, all right? That's where he's from, Amite, Louisiana. All right, I got some stories about Amite, Louisiana when I was in high school. But shout out to our guy, Devontae Smith, man. Game ball number 2 goes to none other than the best quarterback in the NFL right now. All right, quarterback by the name of Lamar Jackson for the, quote the Raven, nevermore, Baltimore Ravens, all right? 218 passing yards, 4 TDs, 1 interception, right? So what is this down here I'm looking at, Johnny? The 13-107.
13 carries for 107 yards and a
Oh,
touchdown.
okay. I'll tell you. So 13 carries for 107. This is crazy, right? This is ludicrous. You understand me? He threw for 2+, ran for 1+, 4 TD. Get the fuck out of here. But it's okay. It's okay because this is the Lamar Reassurance Tour, right? This is what we're watching right now. We're watching the Lamar Reassurance Tour. He's reassuring the people of Baltimore and the Baltimore Ravens that I am the motherfucking man that's going to be here, going to be the franchise quarterback for the duration of my career. Lamar Jackson, here is your game ball. You go. Man, I'm having fun watching this shit right here, man. Next game ball. All right, I got Khalil Herbert, all right, for the Bears. 20 carries, 157 yards, 2 TDs. Man, you are, as a young man I went to school with named Eric Ringer, you say, toting that skin, all right? Toting that skin, baby. You know what I'm saying? And look, I'm an offensive lineman, so I'm a fan of the run game, right? But the run game is so beneficial to any football team, right? So shout out to the Bears, and I believe they got a big win. Who did they beat?
They beat Houston.
Right, so yeah, and look, a win's a win. You know what I'm saying? But Houston has been playing some decent ball. It was right on the verge of winning some games, right? They tied 1, lost 1, and they're coming into a passless Chicago because they wasn't really letting Justin Fields pass their ball much, right? But
Well, he has nothing to pass too, but
right,
that's
well,
another
of course,
story.
you know what I'm saying? They got some, it's a couple of cats and friends they might want to holler at Diz, you know what I'm saying? Brian or somebody, you know what I'm saying? Get somebody on the field for that kid to throw the ball to. But look, Khalil Herbert, hey, toting that skin, all right? Big stats, baby. Game ball goes to you, all right? Next game ball. 2, the Eagles defense, and I love when we give game balls to an offense or defense or a specific position group because that means that them boys is out there doing their thing, right? 9 sacks, 7 QB hits. Boy, look here. How many yards did they give up, Johnny?
Let me take a quick look because at one point in the game, because we were kind of charting a little bit like what Wentz was doing, because the defense, the first series had like 3 sacks. They had 4 sacks in the first quarter, which they haven't done since 1994. Was the last time they had 4 sacks in the first quarter. Now, of course, they put some yards at the end of the game, but at one point there was a graphic on Fox I happened to see on Twitter. It had the Eagles had 323 total yards and Washington, or 323 passing yards or something like that, and Washington had -1.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah,
That's crazy business, bro.
Tell you right
that's
now,
crazy, but that's domination, bro. That's beautiful to watch. So some people don't
240 total yards.
240 total yards in a 4-quarter football game. All right. Listen, again, game ball goes to the Philly defense, the mean green. All right, getting after Carson Wentz, getting after the Commanders offense, holding them to little to nothing when it comes to yards in the NFL, man. So, hey, that's beautiful, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fun to watch. Right, had to be fun to sit there and watch in real life. I know y'all guys were jawing a little bit with the Commanders fans, so I know it was sweet. Of course, and it's the NFC East, so that makes it even sweeter.
It was funny because there was a guy in the row in front of us at the very end. He was a Washington fan. He goes, "Oh, these suburban Eagles fans, I could throw them on the field." He was like almost trash talking, wouldn't shake anybody's hands. He goes, get your fucking hands out of my face. I don't want to shake your hands. I'm like, okay. Now the back of his jersey said hot water. All right. So I thought, well, looks like he's going to need some ice cubes for that hot water. Cause he's
Hey.
third quarter, like 9 minutes left in the third quarter. He was gone.
Of course. What you mean? Of course he was.
I did happen to run into before the game, former Washington cornerback Fred Smoot, who works for Washington, and I got a picture with him and everything. And he goes, "I can't take a picture of you with that shirt on because I was wearing a Reggie White Eagles jersey."
Yeah,
but maybe I gave Washington the bad luck. I'm sure he'll probably blame that. But
shout out to Freddie Smoot, man. Shout out to Jason Wright. Shout out to a lot of the guys I know that shout out to what's the running back's name? He's a player personnel right now, and he'll kick my ass if I could remember his goddamn name. Tim Hightower, right? Shout out to my boy Tim Hightower, who works directly under Jason Wright. So shout out to the crew, man. All these cats out here making moves. Hey, well, who knows? One day I might be working for the Commanders. All right, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we'll see. Never know, right? But with that being said, that was our game balls of the week. Johnny, you know how we do around this time. One of our favorite segments, right? And again, we like to break the monotony of sports for a second to just kind of clown a little bit, all right, before we get into our bill paying and, of course, get into our NFL picks that are coming up. And we got a little bit of a boiling bridges going on tonight, right? I think y'all going to enjoy it quite well. But let's get to it, man, right into it. JB's Tweets of the Week. Here we go. And Johnny, just so you know, I sent you that thing from Optimal Games, bro. So I got the statement and everything. So shout out to them. All right, so let's get to it, man. I think we saw this one last week. There you go. All right, here we go. So our first tweet, and this is how we coming in hot, baby. We don't give a damn. From our girl, Little B Pat. Okay, so if you don't know who these women are, these are the Kardashians. Now, this is an old picture, right? Because none of them look like this no more. Right, but of course, the only one I'll take that back. The only one looks like that is Chris, right? Yeah. She still looks the exact same way. The rest of them have changed dramatically, all right? But the Kardashians holding white balls for the first time, that's false. That's false, right? That is false. It's funny, but it's false, right? Because all of them came from the origin of a white man, right? Yes. You know what I'm saying? So if she's married, Chris is married to a white man, so it was funny, but it's false. Right, because even though they don't hold many white balls, they have held white balls, but they've held more black balls than white balls. It is what it is. All right, them girls know they love them some chocolate. All right, here we go. Next tweet. Thank you, Little B Pat. All right. Now this ain't funny. It's fucked up, right? So this is from PPF College Football. Arizona State staff is reportedly leaking information to help opponents get Herm Edwards fired.
I think everyone should be gone. They should be all ousted. You don't act that way. You don't do that.
Right. Wow. That's unethical. Wow. Like they should have to do a whole overhaul in their staff. Now, they can't do it right now because they have a season going on, right? So they'll be unfair to these kids, right? But if that's true, which I do believe wholeheartedly it is true, that's foul. And Johnny, it goes back to the old saying, it be your own kind. It be your own boys, right? Herm Edwards, I guarantee everybody's on Herm Edwards' staff, he is trying to get them to another level of coaching, right? Everybody he's hired on that staff, I guarantee he's attempting, because I know how Herm is, right? He's attempting to get them to another level of coaching. Yep. But then you got this, right? I would love to figure out and find out who the fuck was doing this, because I'd heard some deeper shit about this, and it's like, it's bad, right? It's really bad, right? The things that they were going, they was going way in depth in the attempt to lose games purposely so this man would get fired, right?
Yeah, that's not good.
How fucked up is that for the kids, though, right?
Exactly.
All right, here we go. Next tweet. Shout out to Herm, man. All right. You got to show the picture. You got to show the whole picture first, Johnny. Oh, my God. You got to show the whole picture. Now, the caption is classic, right?
Uh-oh, we went all the way.
Oh, we done went back again. Here we go. So the caption is classic, all right?
Here we go.
Now, let's give a shout out to who it's from first. Okay, so C. Neely, all right? I know country girls make do, but this is outrageous. Johnny, that's a big-ass piece of corn, first and foremost, right? And then the second one, right, is you know what I'm saying, like going to, so first of all, I want to know this. What's going in what? Right? What's going in what? Right? Because them country girls, they're wild now, you know what I'm saying? So what's going in what? You know what I'm saying? Like, usually we know the way it's supposed to go, but what's going in what? I want to know. I got some, well, I ain't going to say all that. So listen, here we go. Next tweet. That's wild as hell. Yeah. Still like to know what side's going where. That's wild as hell how I do that, right? But it's all right, though. We make do, right?
It's the last one.
Here we go again. Okay, so this is from Super 70 Sports. Super 70 Sports. That's at Super 70 Sports on Twitter. A little too fucking far beyond size, if you ask me. And this fucking sucks because I'm a vegetarian / pescatarian. I don't want to see that shit. All right? I want to see that shit. That's fucking disgusting. All right? Look like fucking shriveled up mans in there. You know what I'm saying? That's bad. It looks like shriveled up man's in there. That's nasty. All
This
right.
gives me flashbacks to when the first time I went to the gym and went into the locker room.
Mm. My pops used to always tell me when I was young, because I was going to the gym at a young age. He was like, "All right, be careful of them old nasty ass old men in there. They be punks and fags and walk around naked and shit."
Yep.
Excuse my French, people, but that's what my pop said. Back in the day when he said it, you could say shit like that, right? You can't say it right now. You know what I'm saying? That was in the motherfucking in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Oh, ugh, yuck, that's just bad. All right, lay them flat. Lay them flat. Okay,
Yes,
store clerks, lay them
exactly.
flat. Don't lay them up like that. All right, so that was JB's Tweets of the Week, man. One of our, again, more festive segments on our show. We're going to pay some bills, but before we do, I just want to talk about a company that's going to be one of our title sponsors. It's called Optimal Gains. Okay, so Optimal Gains is ran by a young man and his friends that I know. He works with me at my gym. A wonderful young man. And they have a clothing line. It's an athletic clothing line. It's pretty dope, right? To be completely honest with you, it's really dope. Their statement: Optimal Gains is a fitness brand devoted to creating healthy mindsets through physical fitness in order to achieve one's optimal potential. Their slogan, it's a mindset, right? They strive to bring attention to the idea anyone can achieve anything they put their mind to, from simple daily tasks to chasing one's lifelong dreams. At the end of the day, it boils down to a simple thing. If you wholeheartedly devote yourself to the task at hand, you will come out on top. By turning your mindset to eliminate failure, there truly is one outcome: success. Our strength resides in our mind. Our power comes from within our thoughts. Invest your strength and achieve anything you put your mind to. It's a mindset. All right, that's Optimal Gains. As you see, these things on my wrist all have "it's a mindset" on them. You can see them. I think you guys can see it. It's a mindset. That's from Optimal Gains, right? And I've been wearing these things from the moment I met this kid, right, in support of this crew. Very good young people, right? Working towards a dream. This is something that they love, they're passionate about. So they're going to become our title sponsor, right? And we're going to have a promotion for their company, right? It's going to be Burning Bridges, all caps. That's going to be the promotional price. So it's 10% off. I want to say, that's a 10% discount, right? I think it's going to be off your entire purchase. So whatever you got at the end, I think, bam, you hit that, you put that Burning Bridges in there, you get 10% off your entire purchase, if I'm not mistaken, right? Optimal Gains, it's a mindset. We appreciate the Optimal Gains crew, and that is exclusive to the Burning Bridges podcast, all right? Appreciate you guys. So Johnny, you's going to pay some bills right now for the rest of our sponsors, and then we'll come back and we get into our NFL stuff.
All righty, gonna give a little bit here. So we have Statement Games, a fun, free twist on fantasy sports. Try Statement Games today. We have Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant, located off the Iroquois Trail, in Allentown, a big sponsor of the AT Sports Network. Visit them today, www.vinnyspizzapa.com. And they have a lot of football specials, a lot of things going on there, so definitely check them out and tell them we sent you. Also, looking on the Iroquois Trail, the Stuff to the Grills in Allentown as well, www.stufftothegrills.com. If you're having an event, need something catered, definitely give them a call. But visit their website, take a look at them. Again, tell them that we sent you. The AET Sports, they're one of our big time sponsors. And then always atsportsnetwork.com/shop. Trying to work on some new gear and everything there. So definitely take a look at that. And again, we are working on some other sponsors as well. So definitely be on the lookout in the near future to be in the loop on what we got going on. But with that, I will be bringing Jeremy back in here, and we can talk a little bit about week 3, and I can recap that, and we can start getting into week 4.
Oh yes. Here we go.
You were 9-7 last week.
9-7, right?
Not too bad with as many upsets as there was. There was some pretty big time upsets, but 9-7 is a pretty good record. Chip went 6-10, so he did pretty bad. So
Chip, damn, bro.
He had the worst record of all of us. So,
so look, and that's crazy because I took some risks this week, right? And I know you, like, the whole time I was saying, you were kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna go against that. Yeah, we'll go against that, right? So what did you finish this week?
I finished with 9-7 as well.
Right,
We had a
right.
couple
So,
different ones, but everything
yeah.
kind of evened out.
Everything evened out, right? So, all right, let's get into it, man. Without a doubt, man, let's get into our picks for week 4 of the NFL season, starting Thursday night. Rock them out, Zanny.
Thursday night, we have the Miami Dolphins
Mm.
going into Cincinnati to play the Bengals, and the Bengals will be breaking out their all-white
All
uniform.
white unis. Now, them things are sweet. If you haven't went to their page on Instagram, go. I think they have Chase Young and a couple other cats mixing. I think they have them decked out in all white. Their whiteout is beautiful. It was dope seeing New York's whiteout too, to be honest, right? We ain't seen that since back in the day when LT was playing. That old school throwback New York, all white, you know what I'm saying, with the white, with the blue helmets, you know what I'm saying? Like it was beautiful to see, right? So we got Cincinnati, we got Miami. So Miami's going to Cincinnati, right?
Yes.
Okay. So is Tua playing? Do we know anything about Tua right now?
He wants to try and play.
Probably not, because he's staggering up that motherfucker like me on a motherfucking Saturday night in college. Right? We ain't trying to fucking see that shit. Speedy recovery to Tua. He got banged up real good. Head got bust. Had a little slight concussion from what we understand. He walked out the field very woozy. If you saw the clip, he got up to try to walk out the field like the fucking tough guy he is, and he failed, right? So he was in a bad situation. So I don't expect to see him this week. Who's that backup quarterback?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, okay. Well, we good. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I have to go with Miami because they're hot right now. And Cincinnati, I don't know. Their offensive line is trash, one, right? But Miami's offense is hot. That young coach is having fun with them kids. He's letting them play ball. He's keeping them serious and focused. Yeah, I think Cincinnati, that they'll fall, right? They're gonna fall. All right.
So I'm gonna go with Cincinnati on this one. I just think. Bringing out the all-white uniforms Thursday night, it's going to be rocking there. And again, the whole Tua question, whether or not he plays, how healthy really is he?
Right.
I'm going to go with Cincinnati on this one. It's going to be a really close game. It's going to be a good game, but I think Cincinnati pulls it out.
Good deal.
So we have the first, I believe they're playing in London, Minnesota Vikings at the it's not at New Orleans because they're in London, but
no matter who the home team is, right?
Home team, but
right.
9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Sunday.
Okay. So we got the Vikes versus the Saints in foggy London town, huh? Well, I honestly, I think that the Saints will get this win. I think that I know Jameis Winston is, playing with a lot of pain, like you said, it's a lot of pain, right? As he said. I'm just gonna pick the Saints on this, and I feel like their defensive backfield is better than Minnesota's. I know they are, and I feel like they're gonna exploit that, right? So I think the Saints are gonna come away with the win in foggy London town.
So another one that we're different on here. I'm gonna go Minnesota. I know Justin Jefferson's had a couple rough last two games. I think he breaks out of it this week, and I think Minnesota gets the best of New Orleans. We have the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Detroit to play the Lions.
Yes, sir. I'm going with them damn Lions, man. I don't believe in Seattle at all, right? And again, if you put Seattle and Denver back on their field together, Denver would beat them 9 times out of 10, right? So they got that one win, but I got those damn Lions getting the win over these Seahawks, especially at home.
Yeah, I agree with you there, too. I think the Lions will be able to control this game and win. Even without DeAndre Swift, who is hurt, they still have Jamal Williams and Craig Reynolds. I still think they'll be fine.
That St. Brown kid going crazy right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
They got a lot of talent in Detroit. So, it's for them, I got to give them the W. We have the Jets at Pittsburgh to play the Steelers.
Now, I don't know what the hell is going on with Pittsburgh, right? But I do know what's going on with the Jets. They're rolling right now, right? But so you said the Jets at Pittsburgh, right? So that makes a difference, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick Pittsburgh because they're at home, right? I think they're going to get a couple turnovers late or a turnover late in the game to help overturn and help get that crowd involved big time, right? And that's going to be a little bit more than the Jets can handle.
Yeah, I agree with you on that too. I think Pittsburgh will be able to squeak a win at home against the Jets. We have the Chicago Bears traveling to New York to play the Giants.
And the G-Men. All right, so the Bears and the G-Men.
This is going to be a tough game to watch.
It's going to be a tough game to watch, but I got to tell you this. The G-Men will pull this one off, right? I don't think the Bears get the win at home. I mean, not on the road against the G-men. The G-men are peaking. I mean, they're not. Their offensive line is bad. I give them that, right? But I mean, it kind of balances out. Daniel Jones is not the best quarterback, but he's mobile, right? He's gutsy. He can make throws, all right? So he can kind of make up for that offensive line when they start fucking up. Shaquan Barkley is back. He's healthy. He's strong. He's running well. And their defense is coming around. Shout out to Sterling Shepard, man. I know I posted something on Twitter, and I know everybody saw it, and anybody liked the post. But I don't know if you've ever seen a movie called The Comebacks, right?
Yes.
So you remember ACL Terry?
Yeah.
Right? And the coach kept calling him ACL Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's funny, but it ain't funny. But Sterling Shepard is damn near ACL Terry, right? He is damn near ACL Terry. Like, motherfucker, he got hurt running a route. And this is the third time. This is third big injury, right? Like, I don't know. Speedy, look, hey, Godspeed to the young man. I was in disbelief when I was watching it. I'm like, what happened? All right, man. So yeah, I got the G-man on that one. I had to talk about that for a second. That's weird to me, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chicago on this. Just I don't know. I just think Chicago's defense can, hold New York down enough that they'll be able to score just enough points to be able to win that game. But yeah, it looks he's been injured a whole heck of a lot. So yeah, unfortunately, he missed 6 games in 19. He missed four games in 20. He missed 10 games in 21, and now he's going to miss the rest of this season. So unfortunately, yeah, it's not looking good for him.
Yeah, poor fella. I feel so bad for the kid, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a viable weapon for him. You know what I'm saying? He was playing good ball when he's healthy, right? So again, man, Godspeed. And the Sterling Shepard, just a little word from a veteran player. You might want to kind of kick back on your recovery time, right, and not rush yourself back, right? So that way we can get everything nice and healthy. So we don't want to do this again, man. You got 3, 4, 5 good years of football left in you. I'm gonna say about 5 because you're younger. You know what I'm saying? What is it, 6th season maybe? All right.
Yeah, he's 29.
Well, yeah. So yeah, you got 3, 4 good years of football left in you, for real, for real. So take it easy on that recovery, brother, right? And get yourself healthy for real, and then get your ass back on that field and do good things. All right. All right. Here we go. Next game.
Next matchup, we got AFC South matchup. The Tennessee Titans are traveling to Indy to play the Colts.
Now the Colts are feeling real good because they just beat the Chiefs, right? But to be honest with you, the Titans still have this nasty run game. I do think that Vrabel is going to get them amped up and ready to go. I think that we're going to see, what's the kid's name? Malik Willis.
Malik Willis.
I think we're going to see more of Malik Willis this week, and I think that the Titans are going to go in there and get after them damn Colts.
You know what? I agree with you there. I think Tennessee will be able to hold their own and be able to beat Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis has a little bit of a letdown after a pretty big victory this past week. We have the Los Angeles Chargers going to Houston to play the Texans.
Versus the Texans. All right. Now, I have to go with the Chargers. The Texans ain't even on that level, right? Even when the Bolts are playing horrible, they can still beat the Texans, right? So I got to go with the Bolts on this one.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I just think Chargers will just be a little bit too much for the Texans. Next matchup, we got the Cleveland Browns traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons.
ATL. So I got to go with the Browns, right? Strictly on the defensive side, right? Defensive side and a run game, right? The Browns are going to make this a real nasty, bloody-ass physical football game on that turf. So that makes them even faster, right? Myles Garrett, speedy recovery to him. They will be missing him. He did have an accident because he tried to avoid an animal and he flipped over his vehicle. His wounds are his injuries are non-life threatening. So of course he's going to be out this game, maybe the next couple games, right? But with that being said, hey, they still got a hell of a defense. They're nasty. Their defensive backfield is nasty. The linebacker core is nasty. In Atlanta, offensively, them Browns is finna bust in your mind. All right, so I'm gonna take the Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Browns on this one too. Atlanta, they've been playing pretty well this season so far, but I just think the Browns, talent-wise, just a little bit too much to match up with for Atlanta. Next matchup, we have the Washington Commanders going to Dallas to play the Cowboys.
Them boys. Them Cowboys feeling themselves right now, Johnny. All right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm taking the Cowboys, man. Cooper Rush is playing good ball. They're going to Dallas, right? That defense is tenacious. So we saw what Philly defense did, right? And, of course, they're going to try to repeat that showing. So I'm going to roll with the Cowboys on this one.
I'm going to switch it up here. I'm going to go Washington. And for the fact of Cooper Rush is playing, I understand he's 2-0 this season. He won a game last season. There's going to come to a point where he's going to turn the ball over. And I just
and so your point is valid, not to interrupt, but your point is valid because once defensive coordinators get film on you, then it does make the game a little more difficult. So that's a very valid point.
Plus, if looking at his stats, he's got his on-target percentage to his receivers is a woeful 39%. So it's the writing's on the wall for him to have a little bit of a troublesome game, and I feel
how many yards did y'all rush for against them?
Not that much because the Eagles threw for over 300 something yards. They only rushed almost 60 yards.
But that's the Eagles thing, though, right? So the Eagles don't put that ball in the air now. They can run the ball, and they know they can always lean back on that. But when one thing about the Eagles coach is like he's one of those guys that if it's working, we're not gonna stop doing it, right? So I believe that Dallas is gonna lean a little heavier on the run. And they're going to make sure their defense is nice and fresh, saying the way they can get out there and just flat out kick their ass. I understand, I see your point on that. Cooper, I do believe he's going to struggle this game, but I do believe they fall back on the run to kind of balance things out, to squeak a victory. I mean, it's NFC East, you know what I'm saying? It's an individual game, everybody going to get ready for it. It's not going to be no fucking cakewalk.
Nope. And now we have the Jacksonville Jaguars and Doug Peterson returning to Philadelphia to play the Eagles.
Yeah, well, after this game, Philly will be 4-0, right? So I'm hey, you know what? Hey, y'all forever love DP because he won y'all a fucking Super Bowl, but hey, they finna get in that ass, right? They finna get in that ass. So but let me say this about the Jags though. After this game, we gotta watch out for the Jaguars now, right? We gotta watch out for them because they're gonna take an L this game. Right, they're gonna take it on the chin, and to be honest, it's gonna be ugly early, right? Because they're gonna come out firing, right? So they might get up on y'all by 10 points, right? I'm just trying to tell you how the game gonna go. Mm-hmm. They might get up on y'all by 10 points early or 7 points early, right? To kind of wake y'all up, right? Because y'all riding the wave right now. But I think that Philly, of course, will prevail in the end because it's talent-wise alone. Philly is just a more talented football team than the Jaguars.
Yeah, and I'll make my pick on tomorrow night's show. But yeah, it should be a fun game. Two young quarterbacks playing, two young teams. There's a lot of speed on both sides of the ball, so it should be a fun game to watch come Sunday. But now, got some really good matchups coming up here. We have the Buffalo Bills going to Baltimore to play the Ravens.
Oh, the Buffalo Bills going to beat one. Now, listen, let me tell you something about Baltimore now, all right? Johnny, when you're in Baltimore, you got to be more careful, bro, right? Mm-hmm. You have to be more careful. So, with that being said, I'm going to pick the Baltimore Ravens, man, all right? I'm going to pick the Baltimore Ravens. Again, I got my boy Lamar Jackson, right, on this assurance tour, right? I got him on this assurance tour. He has to reassure the world that he's that guy, right? So that's what I got going on, man. That's what I got going on.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Buffalo on this one. I just think after losing to Miami, I think they're going to have a bounce back. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. My only concern here with Buffalo is the safeties being injured. And
when Micah Hyde went out, that was huge, right?
And
that
Poyer
was big.
didn't play last week either, so that was something to watch because they also just signed veteran corner Xavier Rhodes. So
Mhm.
I don't know what they're doing in the secondary because Dane Jackson also got hurt. He had a pretty bad injury the week before, a neck injury. So they're a little bit beat up in the secondary. So that right there is a little bit concerning there. But I think Buffalo will be able to pull out the win. Unfortunately, it'll be a high-scoring game. It's not going to be a defensive matchup in this ball game. But,
Right, without a doubt.
now we got your Arizona Cardinals going to Carolina to play the Panthers, and it is a 4:05 matchup too in Carolina. So it's pretty good benefit for the Cardinals because they're going to be playing basically on their time if you really think about that.
Well, I mean, I got to pick my squad. So this is, two of my former employers, going at it. Shout out to the beautiful city of Charlotte, North Carolina, a.k.a. the Queen City. Shout out to a special queen in the Queen City. She knows who she is. And, of course, my boy is going to win. Now, I've been talking about my Cardinals pretty much all day. Of course, everybody on my job comes to me. They're like, people in the gym, they want to know, what's going on with the Cardinals? I do believe, Johnny, that there's a conversation that's been had in that building, right, over the last couple of days, right? I do believe that Steve Keim and Mike B said, you know what, Cliff, I'm going to need you to pass that clipboard, right? Because you are not calling plays effectively, right? He got called out by the media in a press conference, right? Kyler was clearly upset at how long it was taking to get plays in, right? Especially later in the game when we were on the verge of possibly coming back. All right, what's up, Willie Will, right? So there was a conversation. Now, they spent money on this cat. I get it, right? They spent money on this cat. We're going to get back on track, Adam. We will. We're going to be just fine, right? They spent money on this cat, right? So if I was them, and I know how these cats think and how they operate, I'll be like, look, man, if you want to continue to be our head coach, you go past that clipboard, bro. You're going to pass that clipboard, right? And you're going to get to delegating and being a head coach as opposed to trying to be an office coordinator that you're not very good at, right? And you weren't very good at it at Texas Tech. You ain't been very good at it in the league, right? Kyler, Talent, Connor, all these people that we've had, Kenyon Drake, all these people that we've had, Chase Edmonds, like Hop, right? All these people that we've had that have made you look good because of their talent level, and ain't because of your play call, right? So I feel like they're going to come out and they're going to put on a crazy offensive performance, and it's going to have nothing to do with Cliff Kingsbury, right? So we already know the Panthers have some woes, right? Their offensive line is still kind of, you know what I'm saying? Their defense is pretty steady, pretty stout. Their receiving core is decent, but I think our defensive backfield matches up pretty well with them. All right, but I think AZ gets the win. I think we put on a hell of an offensive performance this game. That's gonna make people be like, "What the fuck happened?" Right? And I'm telling you, give you the inside scoop. Right?
I'm gonna go with you on that too. I just think Carolina's struggling right now, especially offensively. They just, Baker will be Baker. I guess that's what we can say. But I think Arizona gets the W there. I think they're just a little too much for Carolina right now. Now we have a AFC West showdown. The Denver Broncos against the winless Las Vegas Raiders.
Where they playing at?
In Vegas. In
Vegas.
The vacuum.
In the big Roomba, right? You know what I'm saying? As I call it, the big poker chip, the big 10K poker chip. You know what I'm saying? If you've been playing with them big chips, Johnny, that's a 10K poker chip, that black one now. So the big 10K poker chip, Denver is going in there. Now, let me tell you something about Denver, man. They are gaining momentum, bro. Right? People have been talking crazy about, Russ cooking. Hey, man, it's still the first year with that team. Right, they can have all the OTAs and all that shit they want to, but game time is game time, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a little different than when you're practicing. Even if you're doing joint practices with people, it don't matter. It's different, right? They are gaining momentum as we speak, right? So I think they're gonna bust LA head. I put LA, Vegas, right? I think they're gonna bust Vegas ass. Vegas will be 0-4, right? Vegas will be 0-4. I bet on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see how Vegas gets the win. I just think they're just struggling with everything right now. Unfortunately, I just don't see them getting the victory come Sunday. But next matchup we have is the New England Patriots going into Lambeau to play the Packers, and the Patriots are without their quarterback, Mac Jones, who has a bad high ankle sprain. So they're going to be going with Brian Hoyer.
Boom, 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 boom. Go, Pack, go. That's all I got to say.
I think that's pretty easy. That's an easy Packers. Now brings us to the Sunday night game. The Kansas City Chiefs going to Tampa to play the Bucks. Again, hopefully everybody stays safe. There is a Hurricane Ida, I believe. That is, or is it Ida or Ian? Ian, I think.
Ian, I think. Yeah, Ian.
One of the I names. But hopefully everyone's staying safe. Friend of the show, friend of the network, Rob Motti lives down in that area. So hopefully I texted with him, to make sure everything's okay there. But everyone stay safe down there in the area if you're in the path of the storm. They have not pushed the game back or done anything with that yet. They're still on track to play the Sunday night game. But
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. Tampa is on a weird part of Florida, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's not down way down on the bottom like Miami is, right? Because right now Miami is flooded, right? So Tampa's a little further north, and the St. Petersburg area is a little further north. Plus, it's higher ground, right? So I think that they're going to be okay. I mean, hurricanes tend to, put on a show for two days, and then they get out of there, right? So right now they're getting blasted, and even Tampa's not getting much. I talked to my boy down in Tampa earlier today, and my folks in Florida as well, just to make sure everybody was cool. So game time, it's going to roll, even if they get a little precipitation, right? With that being said, the Chiefs want some get back, right? Oh, yeah. They want to show how dominant they really are, right? Because that game against the Colts, it was a little miscommunication going on between Eric Bieniemy, right? It was a little, a little frustration going on from our quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, right? It was a little bit of that going on, right? So with that being said, they're going to want some get back. Now, we're talking about an Andy Reid-led football team here, right? So they're going to prepare, and they about to whoop the fuck out these Bucks. I know Todd Bowles going to come with a good defensive game plan, all that stuff, but I really believe that they finna come down and they finna get some get back, right?
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Kansas City gets back on track and beats the Bucks. I just don't think the Bucks. I don't know. The offensively, they're just not. They have so many injuries. I just think it's going to be tough for them to put a ton of points up. So I think Chiefs will be able to squeak that one out. Now we have the Monday night matchup: the Los Angeles Rams going to this is Santa Clara, right? To play the 49ers, not San Francisco.
It's Santa Clara. Santa Clara was a place on Lost Boys, wasn't it? That was that's where the vampires was at, right? So we got the LA Rams going to the freaking Niners, right? The bang bang Niner gang, right? So man, you know what? I always say this every time they play. This is the Spider-Man meme, right? Because you got two coaches that run machine-like offenses, right? But here's the thing. Right now, the machine in San Jose, or Santa Clarita is what it's called. Santa Clarita, right? In Santa Clarita, Clara, what is it called? What they play ball? Is it Santa Clara?
I think it's Santa Clara.
Okay, wherever it is. Northern California, the team in Northern California, their machine is working a little bit better. Right, and they just got a cog back, and George Kittle, right, that they really need, right? So with them having Juszczyk and Kittle, Jimmy G, these are his boys. He knows them well, So it's going to be like old times. That defense is going to be playing lights out. We know that because they play well at home. Yeah, Rams, fuck y'all. Got the Niners, right? I don't want to pick none of them, but I got the Niners, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams on this one. I just think that they'll be able to put up enough points to beat the 49ers. It's going to be a close game. It's a rivalry game. But I just think that Aaron Donald and the Rams will be able to a little bit too much for San Francisco. But there's the week 4 picks. And from that, we will hopefully see how we do. Maybe we do better than last week.
Maybe we will. Who knows? Only time will tell, sir.
Only time will tell.
All right, guys, you know what I'm saying? We're coming towards the end of the show, but before we go, I got to just kind of chop it up a little bit. Optimal Games was popping. All right, Optimal Games crew said they appreciate us, man. You know what I'm saying? Stoked to have future you know what I'm saying, holds for them. Killing the game, man. Hashtag is a mindset, bro. We appreciate y'all out there. And, of course, you know what I'm saying, as they progress, you'll start to see me wear more Optimal Games clothing because, of course, I am a large human being. And but I got hats, you know what I'm saying? I got my wristbands, and I do represent. If you saw some of my videos on Instagram, and we appreciate y'all as a sponsor. And shout out to you young people, man. You guys are doing an excellent job. And anything I can do, hey, and look out for this on my Instagram now, because I done already told. And Drew's one of my boys. That's my little brother. You know what I'm saying? So understand this, right? I'm finna be. Look, the hype video coming, right? The hype video is coming. Right. One thing about Drew, he's a videographer. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, the hype video coming. I'm just telling you people right now. Don't be shocked. Don't be surprised. And it might be a couple scenes with my shirt off in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know. I ain't been working this hard for no goddamn reason. All right. We ain't the same motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, that y'all knew when I used to wear pads and a helmet. All right. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different now. But before we go, we got a little bit of burning to do. All right. Now, we've been burning the whole show. All right, and I ain't talking about Jim Rome's burning. We got a little boiling to do. How about that? So let's get into boiling bridges. All right. I'm just going to read you guys a headline, right? Celtics coach Ime Udoka, I don't know if I'm saying his name right or not, suspended the entire season after engaging in intimate relationship with staffer, right? Now, after some in-depth investigation from everybody in the world, right, we found out that this staffer is the VP's wife, right? So, with that being said, I just got a couple philosophies I want to lay on you people out there, right? Now, this young man, Udoka, right, is a NBA head coach who had success his first year, right? This young lady, I'm not even going to say her name because I don't really care about her. She's the VP's wife, right? You can do your own research and your own math about who this woman is, right? Udoka fell into a trap, to be completely honest. Let's think about a couple things here. Let's think about availability first, right? Let's think about availability first and foremost. Udoka is the head coach of an NBA basketball team, and he's boning his VP's wife. Now, a general manager, VPs, head coaches are always kind of in the same realm, same area. So, how did Udoka, I hope I'm saying that man's name right, get access to this woman? She made herself accessible to him, right? So he fell into a trap. So first of all, shame on you, sir. All right, shame on you, all right, for falling into that trap. I don't know what led you to do that. It can only be human nature of men wanting what they can't have or women wanting what they can't have. Second of all, I'm going to chalk it up to the fact that this young man that's the VP of the Boston Celtics is probably tapping a whole lot of top shelf booty in that city, right? And she knows that, right? Because to be honest with you, and this is just my opinion, like she's just kind of mediocre, you know. So if you look at her, she's, it ain't nothing that I'll pursue. It ain't nothing like that, right? So she ain't really that deal. As I texted one of my homeboys, she ain't it to me, right? So that's the second aspect. The third aspect is that he got snitched on by one of his starting five. Oh my God. So, hey man, coach, I'm going to say something that we say on the JB and Vinny Blue Review. Don't be dumb, all right? You already got suspended for a whole year. Now it's a touch and go situation because the VP is getting his wife railed by his head coach. So if he fires his head coach, it makes him look like he's in his feelings about the shit. So the coach can go back and sue and say you fired me because of a situation that happened, an intimate situation. It wasn't misconduct in the building. It was because you, in your feelings, you fired me. So he could fuck around and get money behind that, right? This is a web of deceit like you would not believe. When I first saw it, I was like, this dumb son of a bitch, right? Talking about Coach Udoka. But now I'm like, all y'all fucked up, right? But either way it goes, man, don't be dumb, coach. Bitch, you trifling. VP, you got a hand in it as well. Whoever snitched on you, you're an asshole. Nia Long, I'm sorry, baby. You didn't deserve that, girl. All right, you did not deserve that. And that's been a Boiling Bridges from the Burning Bridges podcast. All right. We appreciate you guys joining us out there. Good people out there. Of course, you know what I'm saying? If you want to see more podcasts, the JB and Vinny Blue, I do that on Wednesday, right? We live stream. But if you want to see all the rest of our podcasts on the AAT Sports Network, check us out on YouTube, all right? AAT Sports Network. Follow them on Twitter, AAT Sports _. Follow me on Twitter, right? At you know me, BIG. I follow back no matter what it is, who you got, what you got going on. I don't care, right? You my people, right? We appreciate you guys showing up and showing in and showing out. Everybody that showed love tonight. Thank you, Adam. Johnny, you bring your ass back in the screen.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, sir. All right, another great episode. Next week is going to be a pretty special episode because we have two of my former employers, right? The Alpha and the Omega going at each other's throat. But which by the way, Johnny, I'll be an ambassador at that football game, right? So I'll actually be at the game. And I don't even know if I want to be there or not. Thank you, Peanut. I don't even know if I really want to be there or not. You know what I'm saying? We'll see after we play Carolina how I feel going in to week 5 of the season. Is it week 4 or 5? Week 4.
It's week 4 this week. It'll be week 5.
So it'll be week 5 next week. So with all that being said, Johnny, you appreciate you to the fullest. You and the homies out there, man. You know what I'm saying? I will be headed out to Philadelphia soon. Trust me when I say, mark my words, I'm gonna send you a text and be like, yo, I'm coming to Philly. You're gonna be like, hold on, what? All right, trust me when I say it, it's gonna happen this football season. All right. Me and Benny probably gonna make a trip out there, to be honest. But we can kick it with y'all, you know what I'm saying, do a little live show at y'all's pub. You know what I'm saying? We've been talking about that for a long time. COVID is over now, right? So we're going to get this thing going, man. It's about that time. So, again, this has been the Burning Bridges podcast, episode 28-ish.
I think it's 28, yes.
Episode 28. We appreciate you good people out there. Again, thank you to the Optimal Games crew and all of our sponsors. All right, I am JB. This man right here is the great Johnny U. Hit him up on Instagram as well. All right, at Johnny U 9322. Is that the same handle for your Instagram as well?
The Instagram is just my first and last name, Johnny Uleka.
Okay, so that's Twitter, and his Instagram is Johnny U like that. I am on Instagram at 73KingJB73. If you have business inquiries, all right, holler at me on my email, okay? It's going to be jeremy.bridges, all right, 7337 at zohomail.com. Did I lose you? What the fuck just happened? Can you hear me, Johnny?
I can hear you.
Okay. Oh, there you go. I'm like, what the hell just happened? So again, jeremy.bridges7337 at zohomail.com. You want to be a guest on the show? You got some dope shit going on. You got some football knowledge you want to drop on us. You know, another thing too, people that have random football knowledge about matchups that are happening that week, drop it on us. We like to hear shit like that, right? I know Johnny U's a stat guy, right? I like to hear random stats, you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of cool to me. All right. So again, we appreciate you guys stopping by. This has been the Burning Bridges podcast. I am JB himself. It's my producer, Johnny U. We'll see you guys next time.